Hi, my name is Nina Lindhorst, and I'm with the YMCA in Council and Rayville, Troy. I am excited to be able to teach you yoga today with my family. Sam, Kate, and Conrad are all with me. Conrad's hiding behind me, but he's there. So we're really going to start out, the yoga that we do is a hatha yoga, but I'm going to make it be where we do our floor work first, and then we stand, and then we go back to floor work. So that way, if getting up and down is challenging for somebody in your family, you can do it for everyone. And then once we get up to that standing, you can take your time to get up to standing, stay there, and then we'll go back down to on the ground. So we'll start on the ground, up to standing, and then finish back down on the ground, okay? We're gonna concentrate on our breathing first. We're gonna make sure our glutes are synced into the mat, pressing into the mat. You feel those tailbones push into the ground. Lift the shoulder blades up. Draw the scapulas down your back. Think of putting them in your back pockets. Think of your spine nice and long, creating that space between each vertebrae. Open your palms. Close your eyes. Think of a string in the center of your head. Somebody's lifting it and lengthening it, but as they lift and lengthen it, you lengthen through your spine, not through the shoulders. Keep the space between your shoulders and your ears. Your sits bones are rooted to the ground. Those are those two bones that stick out of the glutes if you have a seat and you feel a little bony area. Focus on that breath as we inhale through the nose. Expand the stomach, the ribs, and the chest. Releasing the air out from the stomach, out from the ribs, out from the chest, and back out through the nose. Again, inhale through the nose, fill the stomach, the ribs, and the chest. Release the air out from the stomach, out from the ribs, out from the chest, and out through the nose. Continue to inhale and exhale. Your goal is to make each breath longer every time. And really trying to concentrate in through the nose and out through the nose. And if you're new to the breath, just work on breathing, being aware of your breath. Don't expect it to be perfect the first time, the first 25 times. Just get used to breathing, being aware of your breath. That's the first step to yoga. Now our breath can be very powerful when we combine it with our yoga practice. So we're gonna do a little breathing technique. On our next inhale, I want you to tighten all the muscles in the face. Squeeze the eyes, pierce the lips, tighten the cheeks. Squeeze those cheeks together. And then exhale, relax all those muscles in the face. Inhale again, tighten and squeeze all the muscles in the face. Exhale, let go. On our next breath, we're going to inhale, tighten those hands into fists, tighten the arms. And then exhale, release, and open those palms. Inhale again, tighten and squeeze. Exhale, let go, and open up those palms. Now let's start to inhale up with the arms. Exhale, let's turn and twist towards our left side. Lifting tall, creating that space. If we have problems putting our hand behind us, you can always take that block and put it in the center of your back. Now we don't open with the shoulder, we open with that center of the chest. Lift tall and don't lean back. Come back to the center, inhale up, exhale, turn and twist. Remember, you're not to lean back. The hand back there behind you is there to push yourself up, not to lean back on. Come back to that center. Let's go ahead and get rid of that block that's still behind you. You're gonna grab your strap and keep close to you as we roll down. If you don't have a strap, a towel works well, so I'm gonna use the towel today as my kids use their strap. So drop the feet gently, roll yourself down nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. Now grab your strap, placing it onto the arch of your right foot. Keep the leg in the air, nice and straight, and then bring it towards you. If you have problems keeping that leg straight, you can bend the left knee if the hamstrings are that tight. But again, we want that leg straight. The knee's never locked, but it looks like it. So we never straighten the knee all the way. We just have a half inch of a stretch. Now let's remember our breath, taking our inhale down where that tight spot is. Grabbing it and then exhaling it back out. Now let's go ahead and move that strap or towel up a little bit further underneath the ball of the left foot. Your foot is flat in line with that heel. And then you're going to glue that right arm, right shoulder down. And all you're going to do is move the leg over so you feel that stretch in the IT band. Okay? So you're going to hold that position. It's important that the leg stays in line with that heel. So first you want here, right? And then you want to come over. And you may just come an inch or two, because you want to feel that leg in line with the hip, okay? If you need to bend that other knee because the hamstrings are so tight, so Sam's are a little bit tighter, we're gonna bend that knee, straighten the leg, and then come towards you, keeping that foot flat. Leg is straight, okay? Conrad's the same, so he's got the knee needs to stay bent. Okay? Straighten it and hold. Just hold it. So now keeping that same leg in that strap. Glue that left hand, left shoulder, open up with that leg. Feel that nice release in that inner thigh. Come back to that center. Now grab the strap again, place in the arch of that left foot. Keep that leg in the air nice and straight, pulling it towards you, inhaling and exhaling. Again, if that's too much and we can't keep that leg straight, bend the other knee and put the foot flat, so the leg should be straight in the air. Remember, take the inhale down where that tight spot is, grab it, and exhale it back out. Let's move that strap up a little bit further. Foot is flat. Heel is in line with that hip. And then cross that leg over. So again, you might need that knee bent because it's not going to do any good to cross that leg over if it's not straight in the air. So again, I kind of showed you guys last time because I didn't have it right. Right, remember we're going to bend this knee. Here. Straighten the leg. And then bring it over. Okay? This is really where that hip, that IT band is where we see a lot of our injuries in our athletes. It can go down to your knee problems if that IT band is tight. So we really want to try to concentrate on doing that right. Strap stays on. And we open up. Move that right hand, right shoulder onto the floor. Open up with that left leg. Come back to that center. Now take both straps, both feet into the inside of the strap. Press the lower back into the mat. So we don't want to lift up. We want to push and press that lower back into the mat and then pull the legs towards you. Try and keep the legs in the air straight. Breathe. I hear a lot of holding breaths. It's important that we breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. If we can't get that, just breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And let's go ahead and drop those feet down. We gently roll over onto our right side. And let's come around onto all fours. So we're on all fours. Our shoulders stay in line with our neck. From the very top of our spine, that big bone right underneath the neck, you want to lift one vertebrae at a time into your cat, all the way down to your tailbone. Now when you get to the tailbone, I want you to think of somebody walking up your spine and hitting every vertebrae. Your goal is to engage every vertebrae on the cat and cow, not how fast you can get there, but to really ensure that we have that engagement and that movement in that spine. So again, from the very top of the neck, lift one vertebrae up into the cat as we exhale. And then again, into your cow. You're pushing down as if somebody's walking up that spine. Push, 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 push. And then naturally, that movement happens. Come back to that center. Now, let's take that right arm. We're going to thread underneath that left shoulder. Right ear and right shoulder come to the mat. Holding that position. Now, check your hips when we're in this position. Sometimes we tend to shift to that one side. We want to bring them back to that center so we're nice and even. So naturally, we want to bring the body centered. We don't want to let that shift, right? So notice how we still want to think of those all fours. Kind of a little off balance, right? But his ear is rested down though. And turn, good. Good job, Conrad. Much better. Now let's go ahead and come out of that pose, down onto your stomach. Left arm comes out. Roll onto that left arm. Take your right hand onto your right foot and then push that chest out. Foot is flat. I want you to think of your chest and hip pushing forward, okay? So foot stays flat and flexed. Good. Push through the hips, the chest, open that body up. And then roll back onto your stomach. And back, push up to all fours again. Now let's take our left hand, thread it underneath, left ear, left shoulder to the mat. Make sure those hips stay centered. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so now let's move his legs. Put this hand down here. Relax. Okay. And now let's come back up and roll over onto our right side this time. Grab onto that left foot. Push your hips forward. Foot stays flexed. We're not stretching that quad yet, really, unless you got really tight quads. Grab the front of that ankle, okay? Yep. Push your hips forward, push your chest out. And come back around to that center. Push up and into a child's pose. Fingers stay nice and wide. Forehead to the mat. Toes pressed down. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Feel the energy come in through that third eye area between your eyebrows. And then exhale, feel it sink down through the spine and out through the hips. Let's come back up into a modified plank. Shoulders stay over the wrist. Neck stays in line with the spine. As we drop to our modified croc, our arms stay right along the side of your shoulders. Don't go past your elbows. Drop your stomach. Roll the shoulder blades back. Cobra. Exhale again. Sink into your child's pose. Inhale, come forward. Shoulders stay over the wrist. Exhale, lower. Get this form right. Shoulders don't go past your elbows. Inhale, back up. Exhale, press back into child's pose. Let's get that same movement. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. Exhale, sink child's pose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. Exhale, sink child's pose. Now you can go to the next level if you want by inhale into your plank instead of modified plank, lower croc instead of modified croc. Inhale, back up, plank. Exhale, your down dog instead of your child's pose. Again, find what level's right for you. Again, inhale, you can do plank or modified plank, croc or modified croc. Back up to that plank or modified plank. Exhale, down dog or cobra. Follow me for that modified version, or go plank, croc or modified croc. Back up to plank. Exhale, child's pose. Coming again forward. Up here, holding, lower. Back up. Exhale, back down. Connect that breath. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. Exhale, child's pose. Two more. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. Exhale, child's pose. One more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. And child's pose. Sink and rest. 3 deep breaths. Now let's come back up onto all fours. We're going to take our right foot up. Inhale up with the arms. Exhale, turn and twist. Nice tall spine. Remembering to open up with the center of the chest. Come back to that center. Take that right leg back, left comes up. Inhale up. Exhale, turn and twist. Lift tall. Keep that front knee in line with that heel, so slide that back over there. Come back to that center. Now take that left foot back. Place your hands in a fist. Lower part of the back, gently drop the neck back, but don't lose control. Push those hips forward. Modified camel. Come back to that center. Right foot comes up. Inhale up. Exhale, turn and twist. Now if you want to go further, take that left elbow, pass that right knee, turn and twist, stacking them on top of each other. Feel free to bring that back leg up if you want a little bit more. So just pop that back knee up. If that's too much, drop it back down. So we're going to turn in for our side angle. Turn that left foot out. Extend your left arm to your left ear. Okay, but blocks there because we want to open that left rib cage to the sky. If that's too much and we're still down here, stay here. Open up. Or hand on the hip. Okay, find what level's right for you. Keep the front knee in line with the heel. Exhale, reverse warrior, back. Hold that position, but it's important that that front knee stays in line with the heel as you come back. Come back through for that side angle. Wrap that left arm over to that right hip. Draw your shoulder blades back. Rib cage faces up towards the sky. Long, beautiful spine. Come back around to that center. Left foot joins your right, and we go to our first forward fold. So, toes and heels are into the floor. Press the hands down to the ground. If we can't do that, bend the knees. If you still have problems, take that blocker. We didn't have blocks at home, so we had a cone. So really find what you can find at home to work with it. So then you start to straighten the legs as much as you can. Find that uncomfortable feeling. Think of all four corners of each foot pressing into the ground. Feel the energy from the earth, lifting from the arches of the feet as the hips press up towards the sky, but the feet stay stabilized. Now let's relax that upper body. Even though it's touching the ground, we let the shoulders go. Shake the head and neck out. And inhale. Let's bring ourselves up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's check in mountain pose 1. Open your palms. Relax your feet to the side. Let's think of that spine lengthening and the body staying open. So we talked about all four corners of our foot pressing into the ground. Lifting from the arch of the feet. The knees stay nice and relaxed, the hips stay open. Our spine lengthens, creating that space between each vertebrae. Check your neck. A lot of times it's not in line where it should be. So go out, kiss your hands, but not really kiss them. And then come all the way back to where you feel no pressure in your neck. That's where your neck should be placed. Be aware, is that how you stand daily? If not, just be aware that some of the stuff you're doing through your daily activity could be what's hurting you. A lot of people think it's something they did doing sports or moving something. A lot of times it's just what we are doing daily. Lengthen that spine, create the space between each vertebrae. Don't allow the shoulders to come to the ears. I always say place your shoulder blades in your back pocket. So inhale up with the shoulders, draw them down your back, and press and hold. As we hold into Warrior 1, let's inhale up with those arms. Bring the hands together. Lean to the right. Push and extend your hips to the left. Come back to the center. Lean to the left. Push and extend back to that center. Now bring both arms back, pushing those hips forward. And come back to that center. Come back to your mountain one. Inhale up with those arms. Exhale again into your forward fold. Bring your hands to the ground or to the block or to your cone, whatever you have at home. Inhale, let's come up onto our shins. Draw the shoulder blades down our back. Exhale deeper into that stretch, pressing into the ground if we can. Now let's take our right leg back into our side angle. Extending that arm to the ear. And again, if we need to, we drop the knee and open up, okay? Keeping that front knee in line with the heel. Exhale, reverse back. So nothing moves but your upper body. Back leg stays straight and strong. Bring that arm up by that inner body as you're looking in the inside of that armpit. Come forward again into our twisted lunge. Taking that arm past that knee. Back leg is straight and strong, but you can drop the knee if you need to. Come back around to the center into our standing splits. Drop the head and neck, relax. Pull through with those arms. Inhale and exhale. Also, elbow to elbow is another option. If we have tight upper shoulder blades, that feels good sometimes to hang. Or interlace those hands and bring your palms together. So try all three. Whichever one is the most uncomfortable is the one you want, not the one that feels the best. Let's walk back around to the front. You may need your block for this as we get into a hamstring stretch. Your left foot is forward. We go into our pyramid. Back leg comes up about a foot away. And if you cannot straighten that front leg, we probably need that block or cone or whatever you're using so we can get that front leg straight. If you can come down to your fingertips and keep the front leg straight, do so. Chest, hands, nose to knee, whatever you can if we can get flat. Keep holding. This is a great stretch for that hamstring. Inhale and exhale. So breathe. So this is an area you can tell my kids are super tight, but the good part is I used to be super tight. So if you're doing yoga regularly and listening to your mother, you probably wouldn't be so tight. And let's come back up. Taking that left arm back, right comes up. So we're here, right? If we cannot interlace those hands, grab your strap and place it onto your hands, okay? And then you walk them as close as you can get them. There's my shoulder right there. Whoa. Let's talk about that later. So if we're walking shoulders back, chest, bring your neck back in line where it should be. Beautiful. Yep, thank you. And let's go ahead and come back out of that. So now we're going to take our right foot forward for pyramid. Left is back. So inhale, exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips, bringing the block, and pushing your hands down. If you can, if not, we know we need that front leg straight. So if we can't do that here, we come up here And sometimes you're going to be so tight to straighten it, you can maybe only straighten it for 5 seconds. Let go. Straighten it for 5. Let go. You will get better, I promise. Let's come back up. Right arm comes back. Left comes up. Use that strap. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. So this is the point where I always tell people, if one side is tighter than the other, be aware. Because you may be using one side more than the other, or you may need to stretch that side on your own more often. And release. Left foot joins that right. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Come down to the ground. Hold that position. Now we're going to get into a little bit of our challenge poses. This is our balance poses. So we want to be sure we're finding that focal point. We want to be focused on our mat and not our neighbors, our brothers, our sisters. We just want to be focused on our mat. So we're going to inhale up with the arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take that left foot down. Drop that back knee. This is our challenge lunge. I stay focused. Find that focal point, something that's not going to move. Push your arms as though you're pushing 2 walls that are trying to come in. Push them back. Use our power and our strength from within. Lower down if we can more. Keeping that focal point, we're going to go right from here into our airplane. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Now, if balance is hard, find that focal point. Start with both hands on that cone, okay? And then try to take one off. Switch, go to the other. And then, if you can, both. If not, keep both hands down. Keep that focal point. Find that spot. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Hopefully those are beautiful airplanes behind me. Left foot comes in for our tree. Hands come to heart center. So our first level is here. Find your focal point. Second is your calf. And third is inside that leg. Okay, all the way up. So if we're comfortable, bring your branches up. Worry about your mat, not your neighbor's. Going right from here into airplane. Draw those shoulder blades down your back. Drop into our challenge lunge. Push those walls back. Open up, sun god. Shoulders are back. Chest stays wide. Come back around to our challenge lunge. And we're going to push that left foot forward. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now let's push back with that right foot. Lower, push your walls back. Lower. And find that focal point, airplane. Try to get rid of those outside distractions. Focus on your mat. Be in your yoga practice. If you've had your hands on the block before, you probably need your hands on this block on this side. Spine is long, neck stays in line with that spine. Now let's get into our tree. So wherever we were on the right, we're the same on the left. If you can, bring your branches up. Come back, hands to heart center. Airplane. Challenge lunge. Push. Standing splits. Hands push and pull through. Try to get your feet a little bit wider and bring the head to the center of your body. Through the legs is what you're thinking. Remember, uncomfortable is good, sharp pain is bad. So we want to learn to breathe through that uncomfortable feeling. Let's walk around to the front. Take that left leg back, down dog. In our down dog, our spine is nice and long. As though somebody's taking their whole arm and pushing it down your spine. Your legs are hip width apart. And you're trying to push your heels to the ground. So, yep, push through. Beautiful, nice long spine. Walk your feet up just a couple inches. There you go. Now, try and keep the legs straight. Her hamstrings are really tight, so she's going to do a little bend in the knees to help that. So we're going from our down dog into our modified plank, or you can stay with your regular plank. Okay? Lower your modified plank, push up into a side plank. But your hands got to be underneath your shoulders. Bring that bottom leg up underneath if you want for more of a challenge. Come back to that center for the plank or modified plank. Lower croc or modified croc. Drop stomach, roll shoulder blade back for cobra. And exhale back into our down dog. Again, into our plank or modified plank. So drop the knees if you need to. I'm going to go with advanced motion this time. Lower croc, push up onto the right side into the side plank. Drop the knee if you need to, like we did on the other side. Lift your hips up to the sky. The rib cage faces up towards that sky. Come back to the center. Lower croc, lift, up dog. Exhale, down dog. So inhale, plank, lower, croc, feet come flat, lift up dog or cobra. Exhale, let's sink into a well-deserved child's pose. Forehead goes to the mat. Let's take those 3 deep breaths in. Inhale, in through the forehead. Exhale, feel it sink down, out through that body. Inhale in through the forehead. Exhale, sink back down. Now let's come back up. Into our down dog. Now we're going to go into our pigeon neck. So you're going to take your right leg up, bring it through, okay? Your goal is that your heel's in line with your knee. If that's not able to happen, that's okay. You can bring the heel closer to the body. Tuck that left hip under, because what happens is notice my hips open Now I close it, and my hips stay in line. This may be as far as I can go. If I can go further, go ahead. We can straighten the arms out. Feel free to do that as well. Let's walk the hands back up. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. And now we're going to grab onto that back toe, stretching that quadricep. Okay, so if we can't stretch it, that's okay. Just pull the toe in and start to get used to that motion. The next thing you can do is grab the inside of that foot. If you have that flexibility, come back around. Or start to come up with that arm, and then we're going to start to connect it. If not, just come back down here. Find what level's right for you. We want uncomfortable, not sharp pain. And go ahead and release. Let's take that right leg back again. Down dog. Quick bicycle the legs. Hopefully those hips feel good. Now let's take our left leg up. Bring it through for pigeon. Heels align with that knee. Tuck that right hip under. Lower yourself down. Walk your hands back. Again, grab that toe, and if you can grab the inside, that's great, because we want to start opening that body up to be able to start bringing that arm up and then connecting those arms together. Now let's go ahead and let go and come around onto the knees. Okay, we're going to do that camel. We're going to get deeper into that stretch. So I'm going to have the kids face forward, and I'll go back so you can see behind me. So you may need that block in between the legs, and you want to think hip distance apart. So a lot of people get into the stretch because our hips are really tight, and you want to really think of a block almost in between the legs, and that's as wide as they get. Place your hands in a fist, lower part of the back, gently drop the neck, but don't lose control. You may hang out here. If you can go further, take that right hand to the block, left comes up. Deeper than that, right hand to the heel. Deeper than that, both hands to both heels. Relax that head back. Push your hips forward. Hold, and then come back out. Into your counter pose, the cat. One vertebrae at a time. Let's come back up. Hands in a fist. Lower part of your back. Now, left hand can go to the block, or to the heels, or where you were before. Gently drop the neck back. Don't lose control. Push that chest out. This is our opportunity to release that stress through the shoulders and through the upper back. Bring your head back to where you are. Good. And let's sink into our child's pose. Let's come back up. Let's come around and have a seat onto our sits bone. Bring both feet out. Grab that strap and place it on the arch of your feet. Lift nice and tall with that spine. So as we inhale and exhale, we forward fold. A lot of times what people tend to do is this, and they let go of their core. Our job is to keep our body tall. We hinge at the hips, and then start to bring yourself forward. If you can grab onto the feet, keeping the shoulder blades drawn down your back. But if you're here, we probably need that strap, right? Pull your toes back towards you. And this is where we're going to connect that breath, mind, and body once we get into position. Because this is an uncomfortable position, but it's very easy to learn to connect the breath, mind, and body. So we're going to take the inhale in through the nose for 4 counts. And then exhale out for 4. Pierce those lips so we don't breathe out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale back out through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale back out through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale back out through the nose. Keep doing that same breath. And if you breathe out through your mouth, don't beat yourself up, just start all over again. But do not let go of this position. Learn to be uncomfortable and learn to breathe through it. That exhale is there to let go of that uncomfortable feeling or to let go of that thought. Sometimes our thoughts get in our way. So that feeling of, this is too tight, I want to get out. Use that exhale to let go of that thought and keep holding the stretch. Life is not perfect. So if we can learn to use our breath to control our mind and our body, become very powerful. And let's go ahead and come back up. Slide your left foot back and your right. Grabbing the side of your legs as we gently roll ourselves down. Nice and slow. 1 vertebrae at a time. Shifting all your weight down to your tailbone. So legs are only hip width apart. So I want you again, think of that block in between. A lot of times we're in this, we're here and wide. That's too far. Hips aren't that wide. Lift up with your shoulders, draw them down your back. Palms are down by your side. We're going to inhale, exhale, roll up nice and slow into our bridge. Lifting our hips up into the air. No pressure on that big bone at the bottom of the neck. If we can interlace those hands underneath and tuck your shoulders and roll them under. Opening and expanding that chest. Again, legs stay hip width apart, so bring your legs in a little bit. In. A little bit more. There you go. So if we've been doing yoga for longer, we can go into our wheel. Otherwise, stay up in this position. So I say 3 months usually before we go into our wheel, putting our hands flat and pushing our hips up to the sky. So again, make sure you're doing yoga for about 3 months before we get into that pose. So I know my kids won't do it because they haven't been doing yoga for 3 months. Hips up. And release those hands. Gently roll yourself back down, nice and slow. Left leg goes out straight. Drive your right knee into your chest. Straighten that left leg. Straighten your left leg. Glue that right hand, right shoulder onto the floor. And drive high with that right knee, but keeping the left leg straight. And that right hand and right shoulder need to stay glued to the floor. Put pressure on that top leg. Eyes follow that right arm. Let's come back to that center. And now straighten that right leg. Drive the left knee into the chest. Glue the left hand, left shoulder onto the floor. Drive high. Eyes follow that left arm. Try and keep that right leg straight. So don't let the foot roll all the way over to the side. As you exhale, sink your breath into that left shoulder. Keep that left knee high up by that rib cage. Come back to that center and bring the knees into the chest. Roll side to side. Come back to the center. Middle finger, pointer finger inside the big toes, front thumbs there to protect, or grab the outside of your feet. Feet are flat as though they're walking on the ceiling. Press the lower back into the mat and hold, imprinting that lower back into the mat. You can stay here, we can roll side to side, we can straighten the legs, we can do whatever's comfortable for us. And then drop those feet down. Bring each foot to the outside of the mat. Let the knees fall to one side as the arms just go the opposite way. Come back to the center and let them go the opposite way. Come back to that center. Straighten your right leg and your left. Open your palms and get into your relaxation pose, your corpse pose. Yep. Close those eyes. Make sure we lift up with our shoulders and scapula. Draw them down our back while we're laying on that floor. Now as we close those eyes, we're going to get into a calming breath. So it's just an inhale through the nose, filling that chest only, and exhale back out through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, clear out anything with that exhale out through the nose. Clear your mind. Let all your thoughts go. Be present in the moment. Be aware of your breath, trying to calm it. On your next inhale, as you exhale, feel the tension drop from the very top of the head, down through the forehead. Feel it release through the eyes and the back of the eyes. Feel the tension drop from the cheekbones. Feel it release down through the lips. Feel the tension drop through the jaw as your mouth just gently opens up. Feel it release through the neck, the shoulders. Feel that tension dropping through the elbows, down through the forearms, pushing through the wrists as they collapse, through the hands and the palms of your hands, through the fingertips as they gently open up. On your next inhale, as you exhale, feel the tension drop from the chest. Feel it push down through every single rib cage as it opens up. Feel it release through the stomach, the lower back. Feel it push through the hips. Through the legs, through the knees, through the calves of the feet. Pressing down from the heels, through the arches of the feet, and out through your toes. As your body is in complete relaxation, feel it sink into the mat. Let's feel the good energy from the earth fill our body. One evening, an elderly Cherokee brave told his grandson about a battle that is going on inside people. He said, "My son, the battle is between two wolves inside us all. One is evil. It is anger, envy, jealousy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. The other is good. It is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith." The grandson thought about it for a minute, and then asked his granddaughter, or grandfather, which wolf wins. The old Cherokee simply replied, "The one that you feed." Now, taking one of those words, connecting with our breath, it could be the hope, faith, wisdom, kindness, strength. And let's inhale in your mind, say "I am," and then your mind exhale whichever word you need today. So again, inhale, "I am," and then exhale your word. Continue that breath and thought.